Hey, all right. Hey, what's up, Andrew? I'm gonna put together a short little video here about the coffee grinder. So first, before we get started, I wanted to say just about kind of understanding how it works. We all played that game when we were kids, where one kid had the jump rope and would spin it around and go helicopter, helicopter, and whatever the rest of the words were. And every time the rope comes to your turn, you jump over it, right? Well, essentially, when we do a coffee grinder, one leg that is sweeping, that is the jump rope, and then our other foot is the person that would be jumping over the jump rope. So you are both the jump rope and the person in this. And so there's a couple of important things to think about when you're doing this. And the main one I want you to think about is you're constantly just getting out of the way of your leg. So the first thing is you're getting out of the way of your leg every time it comes around. You're counterbalancing with your hands. And then the other thing I want to say is counterbalancing. It does take a little bit. It's a little uncomfortable on the wrists. And then the other thing I wanted to say is the foot that is jumping every time, it really only jumps like this much. It just jumps enough so that the leg gets out of the way, and then it needs to land, and this is important, in the same position every time, because every time it lands, you're going to get out of the way and come right back around. So you don't have time to land flat-footed and then shift back onto the toes, so to speak. So I'll start showing you a little bit what I'm talking about, and I'll do it from multiple angles. So it's very much got this type of a rotation to it, which is very similar to doing the old lazy bolt. Whoa. So has a little bit of that going on. So start by squatting on down. Now the first thing I want to do is I use my right leg. So I'm going to put my weight in my right hand. And I'm going to take my leg and start to bring it in. So right here, you are going to hop this foot over this leg. It lands. And then as your leg starts coming behind you, you shift your weight over to begin the whole thing again. So I'm actually making a bit of a tripod. I'm staying on the foot that's balancing, that's jumping, and then both of my hands. Sometimes they're both touching, but usually it's just one hand is touching, the other one's getting ready to get out of the way as you bring it back around for yourself in the coffee grinder. So I'll do a couple from the side so you can also see that. So the leg that's doing all the landing and jumping, that does get pretty laborious on the knee, pretty taxing. So hopefully I gave you enough to think about and to practice. I'll go ahead and show you that from the other side and from behind as well. And so one thing that some people make it harder on themselves is they consider that leg has to be straight. Almost at no point did I have my leg all the way extended. It's a little bit bent the whole time. So don't get hung up on thinking the leg has to be like in a true martial arts style. So you're actually keeping it in tighter to keep that sort of a rhythm and keeping it in orbit. If you were to get too sloppy, you wouldn't be able to bring it back. All right, man. Hope that helps. Give me some feedback. Talk soon.